A few months ago, I stood in line at a small tea shop in Shanghai. In front of me, a young couple was talking, not about what drink to get, but whether they should save the money instead. One said, "It's only 15 yuan. The other replied, "That's half a bus ride." They walked out without buying anything. That moment stuck with me. Back home, I never heard anyone compare bubble tea to bus fare. In fact, saving money often feels boring, hard, or even like missing out. But in China, saving is normal, expected even. It's a whole different way of thinking. During my trip, I started noticing how people around me saved, spent, and thought about money. What I found wasn't just interesting. It completely changed how I look at my own finances. And honestly, I think we could learn a lot from it. Number 1. Beyond the piggy bank. Why the Chinese save so much. When I started asking people in China about money, one thing became clear. Saving is a big deal. It's not just something people do, it's something they believe in. China has one of the highest saving rates in the world. On average, families save about 35% of their income. In the US, most people save only around 5 to 7%. That's a huge difference.
But why?
It goes back to history and culture. Older generations in China lived through very hard times, wars, famines, and economic struggles. They learned to be careful with every dollar, or in their case, every yuan. These lessons were passed down. Even young people today grow up hearing stories about saving and sacrifice from their parents and grandparents. There's also a big focus on family. In China, saving money isn't just for yourself. It's for your parents, your children, and sometimes even your grandchildren. That sense of responsibility changes how people spend. I met a young woman in Chengdu who lives with her parents even though she has a good job. She saves more than half of her income, not because she has to, but because she wants to help her parents and one day buy a home. In the West, saving can feel lonely, something you do quietly. But in China, it's part of life, part of culture, and even something to be proud of. They don't just save for fun. They save with purpose. And that makes all the difference. Number 2. Tech meets tradition. China's digital saving culture. China is one of the most high-tech places I've ever seen. People hardly use cash. Even street food vendors use QR codes. But what surprised me most was how this technology is helping people save more, not spend more. Almost everyone in China uses WeChat or Alipay, apps that do everything from messaging to paying bills to ordering food. Inside these apps, there are many tools that help you manage your money. You can track spending, set saving goals, and even invest. One feature I loved was Ant Forest on Alipay. It's a game where you earn points for walking, taking public transport, or not spending on unnecessary stuff. Those points grow a virtual tree, and when your tree grows big enough, a real tree gets planted in your name somewhere in China. It turns saving and living simply into something fun and rewarding. I tried it during my trip. Every time I chose to walk instead of take a taxi, I felt like I was doing something good, not just for my wallet, but for the planet. It made me want to spend less, just to see my tree grow. Even though everything is digital, there's still a deep respect for money. The tools may be modern, but the mindset is old school. Don't waste, plan ahead, and think of the future. In a world where most apps push you to spend more, China's apps quietly teach you to spend smarter and even enjoy saving. Number 3. The 3-generation wallet. A different economic mindset. In the West, we often hear the phrase financial independence. It means standing on your own, paying your own bills, and not needing help. But in China, money works differently. It's not just about one person's money. It's often shared across 3 generations. I call it the 3-generation wallet. Grandparents often help their children buy a home. Parents save for their kids' education and future wedding. Kids help take care of their parents later in life. It's like one big family wallet. Everyone adds to it and everyone benefits. This mindset changes how people think about money. It's not about me, it's about us. Even today, this system is strong, but it has adapted with technology. During holidays or birthdays, people used to give cash in red envelopes, called hongbao. Now, they send money through WeChat Pay, a popular app. It might be digital, but the meaning is the same. We take care of each other. One woman I met in Beijing told me she paid for her younger brother's wedding.
She didn't complain.
In fact, she smiled and said, "That's what family does." In return, she knows her family will support her when she needs it. This way of thinking teaches something powerful. Money is not just a personal tool, it's a family tool. In the West, we're often told to build wealth alone. But in China, wealth is built together, slowly and carefully, over time. It's not just smarter, it's safer. And in a world that feels more uncertain every day, that kind of thinking might be exactly what we need. Number 4. Lifestyle design, low consumption, high saving culture. In China, I noticed something different about how people live. Many weren't chasing the latest trends or showing off expensive things. Instead, they focused on spending less and saving more on purpose. Let's start with fashion. A lot of young people I met wore nice clothes, but not flashy brands. They followed a trend called quiet luxury, simple, high-quality clothes without big logos. It's not about showing off. It's about looking good without wasting money. Food is another example. In the West, eating out is a common way to socialize. In China, many people prefer home-cooked meals. Friends bring food and eat together at home. It's cheaper and often healthier. Then there's travel. While many in the West save up for big international trips, a growing number of young Chinese are exploring their own country. Local travel has become very popular. They still enjoy adventures, but they keep costs low. There's even a social movement growing in China called Bailan, which means let it rot. It sounds negative, but it's not. It's about choosing a slower, simpler life, one that doesn't focus on constant work or expensive things. People in this group say, we don't need to hustle all the time. Life can be enough as it is. What I saw was clear. Being frugal isn't seen as boring or sad. It's a smart, confident choice. People save not because they have to, but because they want to. And that choice is creating a whole new way of living. Number 5. What the West gets wrong about frugality. In many Western countries, frugality often sounds like a bad word. People think it means being cheap, boring, or missing out on life. Saving money is seen as something you do when you're broke, not when you're successful. But in China, frugality is something to be proud of. It's smart. It's respected. It shows that you're thinking about your future, your family, and your goals. Spending less doesn't mean living less. It means living wisely. In fact, many young people in China actually show off their saving habits. They'll proudly talk about how much money they saved this month or how they cooked at home instead of eating out. Saving is almost like a status symbol. This is the big difference. In the West, people often feel pressure to spend money to look successful. In China, many feel proud to save money to be successful. Maybe it's time we rethink what it really means to live well. Applying it in the West, 5 adaptable tactics that changed my finances. After coming back home, I didn't want to forget what I learned in China. So I tried to take the lessons and make them work in my life here. And honestly, it changed the way I handle money for the better. 1. The 3-wallet rule. I started thinking like a Chinese household, not just saving for myself, but for a bigger purpose. I made 3 wallets, one for my needs, one for family support, and one for emergencies. Even if the family wallet is small, it reminds me that I'm part of something bigger. 2. Celebrate saving, not spending. Instead of showing off new clothes or expensive food, I started sharing my saving wins with friends. I made lunch all week, or skipped delivery and saved $60. At first, it felt weird, but soon others joined in. It became a new kind of fun. 3. Frugal is cool. Instead of hiding my budget lifestyle, I leaned into it. I shared thrift finds, meal preps, and low-cost wins on social media. To my surprise, people loved it. Being smart with money is starting to feel like a flex, and I'm here for it. These changes didn't just help me save money, they helped me enjoy saving. And when saving feels good, you're more likely to keep doing it. Before my trip to China, I thought money was a personal thing. You work, you earn, you spend, and if you're lucky, you save a little. But what I learned is that in many parts of the East, wealth isn't just about one person, it's about the whole family, even the whole community. That really changed how I think about money. I realized I don't have to do everything alone. I can talk to my family and friends about saving. I can plan together with people I trust. Wealth is not just something you build, it's something you share. Now, when I look at my budget, I don't just see numbers. I see goals, support, and a future I'm building with others. I didn't just come back with photos and souvenirs. I came back with a new way of thinking. If you try just one of these ideas, you might start to feel the same. Saving doesn't have to be hard. It can be something that brings us closer. Want to learn how real people are building quiet wealth and achieving financial success? Then watch this video next. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.